open this gate.
Tine.
Yeah.
So you are a food specialist.
I'm a
Nutritionist
therapist.
is the best
Therapist.
word for that. And you are in that business, if I can say.
In what?
In that business for the last 20 years or so?
Yes, about 20 years. With nutrition therapy.
How did it start? I mean, how nutrition came into your life?
I think it has been there all the time. It started, maybe, my mother was kind of very curious about different kind of ways to find health. And I was not a very healthy baby. I was 2 months and had lots of eczema. And then
eczema?
Yes.
I have it as well.
Yes. And then I had all kinds of trouble in my childhood and my young time and my early grown-up times. I always felt sick and tired and yes, not comfortable. And eczema has been there for many years, but it's gone now. But also digestive trouble and big tiredness and all that kind of stuff. So I think nutrition and making food was my very big interest when I was young, when I was about 20. And I wanted to be what's called dietist. Yes, okay. That's why I started. And then I went I lived in Jutland and I had to go here to take the first step of the education, and then I was supposed to go back to Aarhus to take the other one, the level up for dietist. And then I found much more interest in this about educating people. So I went that way rather than this nutrition specialist way. But in the area of nutrition, I educated.
And what do you think how this field changed in 20 plus years?
How the field changed?
Nutrition, I mean, with today's good nutrition is different than yesterday's good nutrition.
I changed, I went to this kind of, deepening into nutrition later on, and then I took this nutrition therapist education through 3 years. And at that time I learned about the gut flora, the microbes in the body, and I learned about blood sugar regulation, hormone regulation, all that kind of stuff. And that is 20 years since I started that. And no doctor, never talked about that. And they actually talk about it now. But I've been learning about it and doing it and talking about it for 20 years. And my teacher has been doing it more than 20 years. So, of course, things have changed and we know more. But some things actually are not that changed because
Can you name a few things what not changed? I mean, like a fundamentals. What would you say?
That the floor, we have about 2.5 kilo of microbes in the gut, and they have always been ruling our life. And some people, some scientists did know and wrote about it, but it never came into the doctor's world. But of course we know more now. It has been deepened and developed that knowledge. So we can't say that nothing has changed. A lot has changed. But this, it has been knowledge since then. We talked about, and there's things about regulation, hormone regulation, and for example, insulin. I wrote this book about, this is about...
From barnløs til frugtbar.
Yes, from not being able to conceive to be able to conceive. Yes. And that's about insulin resistance. And insulin resistance...
It's also blood sugar, right?
Yes, if you can't if your insulin is not working, then you get a lot of damage and a lot of dysregulation in your hormones. It can influence a lot of kind of things. It can influence so you get more and more fat and you can't lose weight no matter how hard you try. It can influence so you can't have kids. It can influence so you get a lot of inflammation. There's a lot of different ways because...
What do you think, what is the best way to regulate the insulin in your body?
The best way? To control your carbs.
Okay.
Yes.
And by
to lower the carbs, to not eat too many carbs, because when you eat carbs, the insulin comes out. You can't transport your carbs, your sugar. The carbs gets broken down in the digestive system to sugars.
Yes.
And you can't transport, if you have trouble, if you have bad insulin or bad receptors for insulin, if it's not completely fitting, then you can't transport the sugar into the cells, and then the sugar raise in the blood as you eat, and then the body answer by pouring out a lot of insulin, and then you get too much insulin. Insulin is very, very important for us. You get diabetes 1 if you can't, if you don't have it, it's death. So it's very important for us. But to have too much or to produce too much, that's worse as bad as well.
Less carbs. So how many grams per day?
It's different from people to people, from person to person.
Is it not
some people are about 20 to 30 grams. Some people are, that's almost keto diet, but almost yes.
Keto is like
20 or even less. 20,
but it's percentage from your body.
No, I talked about grams now. Yes, 25 grams.
25 grams a day.
Yes, but that's the strict keto. And
that's keto.
Yes, and or 20. It's different where you look, what thing people, and I would say it's not different where you look, in which book you look, but it differs in what person you look, because we have different kind of abilities to use it.
And how to guess
and to switch from burning carbs to burning fats. It's different. You and I, we could go on the same diet and we would start this burning the fats not at the same time.
I mean, you can have energy from carbs and you can have energy from ketones, right?
Yes, and the ketones you make out of fat. Yes. When you burn down your fats, then the keto comes. Yes.
Is it not better to be flexible as a human being?
Yes.
So you can change wherever.
Switch from one to another. Yes,
so
that's the best. Yes, that's the best. And some people are, and some people aren't.
I think it's called.
I'm not very good to this switching. I have to work hard to get on the fats.
It has something.
But some people, yes, you can call it to be a hybrid. Hybrid, yes.
Yeah.
To be able to use both. Then for some people have to be very strict on carbs to force the body very hard to start breaking down the fats. When you do that, then it figures out, oh, that's what I'm going to do, and then it gets easier.
For some people, it's very hard to even start first time to get the ketones, right?
Yes.
Because some people even don't have so many.
And for some people, it's not even necessary. Okay? Some people work fine on carbs.
Can you supplement the ketones, for instance?
I think you can, yes, but I think it's very expensive.
Or it's just you eat more fat and that's it.
I think we have to move a little bit away from supplements. We can't, live on supplements. We have to think about how we eat, because that's the most natural and it's like you can have medicine like metformin is a medicine that helps insulin work and that lowers down the sugars, and that's fine. But some studies shows that it doesn't make any difference in your death rate. It doesn't help you necessarily. For some people it do, but some people not at all. And the studies are inconclusive. So but it's not inconclusive about to eat more vegetables, more fibers, less,
Does it matter how you get your carbs? I mean, you can get carbs from vegetables, you can get carbs from eating pure sugar.
Yes. And of course, it's better to get carbs.
I mean, is it some difference, you think?
Of course, sugars from fruit are better than sugar from chocolate or sweets.
What is if it's dark chocolate?
Then there's not a lot of sugar.
Like 85% or something. It's not so bad, right?
Yes. But then you get very low, and then you can take a little bit of that, and then you have 1 or 2 grams of sugar. That's fine.
What with dates?
Yes.
Dates? I love dates.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit too much.
There are a lot of...
It's also sugar, right?
Yes, it's also sugar. But and you shouldn't eat too much of it. If you have trouble to break down the carbs and to and to regulate your insulin, then you shouldn't do it.
But how should you know if you...
You can see on your... Are you able to control your weight?
No, I'm not.
No, then maybe you shouldn't eat dates.
Or maybe less, at least.
Yes, maybe less. I don't know how much you eat, but maybe we have to go on a little adventure with our body and to investigate what works for me. Like people coming to me for nutrition therapy, I can't know for sure, and the doctors never can know for sure. I can't know for sure if you are able to digest gluten in the right way and have no trouble with it. But if you have a certain picture in your symptoms, then maybe I suggest, maybe we should try. I can't know, but I have a feeling that, and not a feeling on my intuition, but a feeling out of your the whole picture of you. Yeah. Where do you have your trouble? Then I get this, okay, let's try. And then I can do nothing but say, let's try and let's do it straight for 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. Actually, I prefer 6 weeks. But sometimes if people find it hard, I say, okay, let's do it at 3 weeks. But I prefer at least 4 weeks. Okay. And very often in about 4 weeks, people can see, sometimes... And if they they see that it works, and if they don't see that it works, then we say, okay, then try to eat it, and then feel, how does it feel in you? And then they eat this piece of bread with cheese and love it. And then if they get a pain in the belly, or get tired, or get constipated, or get a headache or anything, then we see, maybe it's not so good for you. Then we can try to make a diet without, and not try to be, it's quite easy actually. And then we try to live on that, and then I try to repair the gut. The gut can have damage
like
if you have
bacteria or gut in
bacteria
itself.
And the gut
in itself.
Yes.
Okay. So it's more or less A/B testing, like you test with, you test without, and you see the difference. Yes,
and of course I test on a basis of many years of learning, from school, from science, and from experience with my clients.
Experience.
Yes. For example, I work a lot with the people with the eating disorders, and they have people thought it was because of trouble with their parents, and it was because of the fashion pictures of very slim young girls. And of course it has influence as well. Nothing stands alone.
Yeah, culture.
Yes, but some of the people who have eating disorders, they come from very good families. We can't say that it's because of bad parents.
But don't you think today it is coming from another side? Because if it was in the 90s or 2000, very popular to be slim, and and we got one eating disorders, and today everything, I mean, you can be fat and it's okay, fat shaming, and body positivity and all this shit.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yes, it's there, but still people have trouble.
I mean, we got from one side to exactly another.
It's good that this body shaping, but maybe we should turn back to this what I was about to talk about, that with the people with eating disorders, I used the science for anxiety and stress to put in this context of eating disorders, because they have strong anxiety. And then I very often cut out gluten if it's possible. Sometimes it's the only thing they dare to eat, and then I can't cut it out. But if it's possible to make a movement towards paleo or something, more meat, more vegetables, more nuts, then I do it, and then we can take it out. And sometimes they stop having anorexia or bulimia, or sometimes it actually stops on that. And I've been working on that for 15 years. And now actually, I think the last 2 or 3 years, science has come. Now they started looking into, okay, is it good, the treatment you give the people with disorders, eating disorders, to treat them, you have to put on weight, you have to eat white bread with butter and cheese and marmalade, and you have to eat 3 pieces, and then you have to drink such a big glass of milk, and then you have to have cakes for dessert, and because they want them to put on weight. And as soon as they have put on weight, then you are done. Okay, you can go home. They never fixed here, and they never fixed the body. What is wrong, since you have so strong anxiety? And now science shows that very often they have leaky gut. You know that?
I heard
leaky gut is when you don't have a closed membrane in the gut. So it's too open, and a lot of unwanted stuff and unpreceded stuff from your food can pass through into the blood, and the blood is not supposed to receive all this, because your gut lumen should be like this. And you have certain absorption mechanisms in a healthy, strong gut lining. And when it's broken, you have a leaky gut, and then you have a lot of trouble. And for some people, it goes into the brain and gives different kind of stress, anxiety, and eating disorders, or social disorders, or dyslexia, or wide spectrum of what can happen. And for some people it gives autoimmune disease, like I don't know, I'm not good at the English names. Sickness in your joints, gicht, all kind of autoimmune disease. It can also give diseases like Morbus Crohn or colitis ulcerosa. It can give in your stomach, in your gut, and it can give sclerosis or anything. And it can come from dysfunction in your belly.
What are your thoughts on carnivore diet? Because I was reading a few articles about leaky gut and how carnivore diet can fix it in some period.
There are different theories. Some people say that a vegan diet can help. Some people say it's carnivore diet, because then you eat less carbs, less bread, or maybe no bread, or only a little bit of gluten-free bread. Yes. If you eat nothing, and if gluten is your problem, then a carnivore diet would help you. But carnivore diet are sometimes, and paleo diet are sometimes misunderstood, because sometimes it's about eating 300 grams of meat a day and a little bit of vegetables. That's not the way you do it. You have to eat a lot of vegetables every day, about 500, 600, 800, 900 grams a day.
But not carnivore, right? For paleo. Carnivore, as long as I understand, it's just meat and
but that's
eggs
no good.
And fish.
Yes, you can't live on that for a long time. You're going to miss all the antioxidants, all the fibers, all the good stuff you have in the plants and in the vegetables. So no matter what, you should always eat a lot of vegetables, and not only tomatoes and salads, but carrots and broccoli and blomkål and leeks and parsnips and beetroots and different kind of salads and peas.
What about potatoes?
Potatoes
Because many people are thinking that potatoes is some evil.
Yes.
And
they are high in carbs, and if you can deal with that, that's fine. Or if you can have a small kind of potato, small amount of potato, then maybe it's fine. Some people have trouble with this natskygge, this family of vegetables. I can't remember the English now, but it's potatoes, peppers, aubergine, chili, and actually tobacco. So a lot of people have been growing up in smoking homes and have been smoking themselves. Maybe they have had a lot of that family now, and they maybe have reactions to it. I myself had reactions to potatoes, strong reactions. But when I was, I went to a boarding school when I was 16, and I had been to a treatment, and she told me that I should be a vegetarian. And I came to this school that had the very old school food. So it was meat, potatoes, sauce.
It's just what we had in Lithuania.
Yes.
Pork and potatoes.
So, and I shouldn't eat the sauce and the meat. So I had those potatoes, and I went through the big hall where we were all eating, 100 people, with my plate out to get some butter to my potatoes, and that was my dinner every fucking day. So now I still don't eat butter. And I like butter actually, but it's because I get symptoms, and I get symptoms from potatoes. But I can't eat potatoes now. I have had I have had about 18-20 years without potatoes. So now I can do again a little bit.
And vegetables. What is you think healthiest way to eat vegetables? Raw or
you do what you feel the best, and I think the best is to mix, to have both a little bit of cooked and boiled and raw or baked.
Not the same thing.
Yes.
Pork and potatoes.
So, and I shouldn't eat the sauce and the meat. So I had those potatoes, and I went through the big hall where we were all eating, 100 people, with my plate out to get some butter to my potatoes, and that was my dinner every fucking day. So now I still don't eat butter, and I like butter actually, but it's because I get symptoms, and I get symptoms from potatoes. But I can't eat potatoes now. I have had I have had about 18-20 years without potatoes, so now I can do again a little bit.
And vegetables. What is you think healthiest way to eat vegetables? Raw or
you do what you feel the best, and I think the best is to mix, to have both a little bit of cooked and boiled and raw or baked. Not at every meal, of course, but I actually think a little bit of cooked and a little bit of raw at every meal.
What do you think of this Danish 6 om dagen? It's not 6 every day. It's a vegetable.
Yes, 6 kind of. Yes, it's a ear hanger. It's a good.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it does, and we should actually have more.
Yeah, but 6 is like minimum.
Yes, that's a good thing. Yes, I don't think a lot of people hear it anymore, but yes, it's good.
And what do you think if I will?
It's a clear, short statement. It's easy to follow.
Is it cheating if I will do a smoothie every morning? And I mix 6 different vegetables and I drink it. Am I good? Am I done for today? I mean, with vegetables?
No, because you don't eat 600 grams. It's not six a day, yes, but you have to. Yes, and they think, okay, a carrot is almost 100 gram, and big apple is 100 gram.
Yeah.
So you need more than a smoothie.
So it's
and you should not only have fruit. Fruit, and only 2 of them can be fruit.
No. So fruits and vegetables.
Yes, and it's very important that it's vegetables. And we talked about this about potatoes or vegetables before. Potatoes don't have so much antioxidants. Antioxidants are the cleaning service in the body. It cleans out all the dirt we get in.
What is the best for antioxidants?
Colored vegetables, cabbage, broccoli, beetroots, blueberries, Hokkaido, what's called ginger.
Okay.
There's a lot of different, and you don't. Maybe we shouldn't. Sometimes we should not be too idealistic about having the best of the best of the best. Sometimes it's good enough to buy some mixed rinsed salad and mix it up with avocado. And,
avocado is good, right?
Yes, it's good. Also because it has good fats, it has a lot of vitamin E. And it's when you have avocado and a little bit of cabbage and a little bit of nuts and a little bit of berries, then you have sweet, sour, bitter,
and everything
and
else
fat,
feel,
and it feels
satisfying.
Feels satisfied, yes, and that's very important. I've been working on that for a long time. That's part of why I wrote this book, Love Your Food. Because we have to feel fulfilled. If we don't feel fulfilled, the body will keep on asking, I want more, I want more.
Want this,
Yes. So if we eat meat and bread, then the body will ask for more. I had a client coming and he had gained weight and he was eating and eating and eating, and then he had a too high cholesterol, and then he decided to start vegetables, and so he started only with a tomato and a piece of cucumber after lunch, because after his lunch with bread, then he had started on eating cookies, and it wasn't good for him, but he couldn't stop. And then when he took in a cucumber and tomato, then he could actually stop eating cookies. So now he came to me to do it even better, to lower his cholesterol and to feel better. So we put on more different kind of vegetables, and then I suggest how can you prepare, how can you do it, how can it be delicious.
What about frozen vegetables?
It's good if that's what makes you do it, then do it.
So it's better than nothing.
Yes. Absolutely, and sometimes the frozen, they are more preserved. Sometimes the vitamins are more preserved than if you have had it in the fridge for a long time. Broccoli, sometimes you can have it in the fridge for 2 weeks, but the vitamins, they break down, and they don't break down too quickly in the freezer. But some vitamins can't stand the freezing. So, but that's the most important is to get started. And then frozen. I have frozen peas always. I have always frozen kotsværts, and I don't think they're good frozen. There's a lot of vegetables I don't think taste very good. At least for me. Yes. So I have found those I like. I like corn and peas and spinach. Frozen.
What if you...
And berries.
No, okay. You use it as well?
Yes.
Just from the shop? Or
frozen.
Or you freeze it yourself?
No, I don't have a garden, so I've used it from the shop.
Oh, but basically you could buy from the shop and freeze it. I mean,
yes,
buy fresh.
I don't.
Berries.
Then I buy them frozen. I think it's cheaper, I think.
It is?
Yes.
Much cheaper.
Yes, and you can buy ecological berries. Not very often you can buy ecological berries for fresh. You can, but not always.
Not with fruits, but if you buy, let's say, lachs, salmon, frozen salmon.
Yes.
And you defreeze.
I don't do that.
But if I buy too much salmon,
fresh,
fresh, and we eat half and half, I put it in the freezer.
It still tastes good.
Same.
Yes.
So why this?
I don't know. I've been thinking about that as well. Yes.
So
I actually used to have a cat. And I bought, I had a period when I was poor, so I thought, okay, I have to spare some money now, and then I bought some salmon in a bag, 8 pieces or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had 1 piece, and I didn't eat it. So I gave it to the cat. I think, cats love fish. The cat didn't eat it. It's rubbish. I don't know what they do. I don't know. And they say, we freeze it down on the boat. It can't be any more fresh than this, but it tastes awful. Yes. So you have to find out what do you like frozen and what doesn't go frozen.
Same with meat. Have you tried? I have a few times tried frozen chicken breasts.
I didn't.
Tastes like shit.
I like to buy fresh and not processed food. you know, to buy stuff without declaration list. That's the best.
Okay.
Declaration is, you know, when it says this contains
so much
yes,
so it's bad.
Then I don't buy it. Yeah, and I don't now. You know, it's very popular not to eat vegetarian at least some days of the week, and all those plant products have come.
But it's awful, all these plant burgers.
Yes, I don't.
Bad for you.
I read on the packets, and then I think, oh fuck, and then I see the price, and the price of it is very expensive.
It's awesome.
So if I want a vegetarian meal, I buy beans.
Yeah,
and legumes, and then I prepare that.
And just mix it.
Yes. And sometimes in my childhood we had a day a week we had a soup, and a day a week we had a porridge. And I don't eat porridge because I don't eat too much what's called corn, the cereals. I don't eat a lot of cereals because I'm not good at digesting that. But soup is vegetarian soup is wonderful. Yes.
Really?
And my kids have never been fond of soup, but when they're not here, I eat soup every week.
In Lithuania,
and it's vegetarian, and I get satisfied, and you can use a lot of spices, and it's wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, I think so too.
And you can, you know, with the blender, make it smooth and delicious. Yes. And then with a lot of nice topping like parsley and maybe nuts or maybe lentils. Yes.
What about
in the can?
Yes. Vegetables from the can.
Yeah. I use tomatoes from a can. And I use the
ecological. Tomatoes from the can.
Yes, I use that as well. And
do you think they are still healthy as a
yes,
tomatoes,
you know,
tomatoes?
I buy ecological. There are less PCB in the ecological cans, so that's what I do. And then I don't.
But vitamins, do we hold still some good stuff?
Yes, there's still some good stuff. Yes, and in tomato concentrate, quite good.
Okay.
Yes, but you know, like asparagus in a can, it's awful. You know, like the salmon, it doesn't taste good, so I don't buy that. I couldn't dream of it. I like my food to be tasteful, of course, and a little bit of crunchy.
Yeah.
But
mainly it is healthy. I mean, when you buy frozen or if you buy vegetables in a can, it's okay from that side. I mean.
Yes. Yes. And of course, the more we can buy fresh, the better. But you have to take the steps from where you are. I mean, you can't be too ambitious when you have work and kids and you have to do a lot of things. Then you have to go the way and grow with it. You know,
but sometimes it's not so hard to make some changes in your
No,
life.
it's not. You know, take the steps from where you are and go the way and grow, and then you get used to this and that, and then you can take another new thing in. When I have clients and if they have very bad habits, I say, okay, you have 1 or 2 new recipes a month, a week, not every day, new thing. So yes, so take steps and get used to it, both in your mind and in your body and in your planning of the day.
But
and then move from there, and then slowly it gets better and better. And my movement was slow. You know, I was kind of addicted to gluten, to white bread, and I was addicted to cheese. So it was very tough for me, and I was very addicted in sugar. And it took me a long time. And there's a lot of emotions in our food. Food can both put a lid on the emotion. If you feel too strong, if you feel too sad, if you feel too empty, food is wonderful and then you don't feel anything anymore. So you have to grow to be ready to what's called to receive your feelings, to feel them and to watch them and to feel that's how I feel. I feel sad right now. It's okay. I'm allowed to feel sad. I have a slowly evening. I have a slowly day. That's okay. Or maybe a kind of period. You have to be sad. What we don't want embrace are going to hunt us. So if you can't embrace your soft side, your sad side, your trauma from childhood or whatever happened, then if you don't embrace it, but run away from it or fill yourself with alcohol and food and chocolate and sweets, then you don't feel it, but it will always come back to you.
Same like alcohol,
food is very regulating, yes.
And it's very, it's very hard not to eat, because you know we are eating every day. I mean, I think it's much easier to quit smoking, or it's much easier to quit with alcohol.
Yes.
Because you just don't drink,
yes.
you just don't smoke.
Yes.
But eat.
You face
you
food.
Have to eat
yes,
every
you
day.
face food all the time, and you have to make choices every day about doing the right thing.
And you know,
so that's why we have to meet people and say, this is a process, and you do the best you can. And when they come to me, and then I said, when we meet next time, we see what succeeded, what did not. We're going to look into why didn't succeed. Sometimes it's about planning. Sometimes it's about emotions. Then it's very wonderful to meet a person to help you, sitting here with you. Okay, let's go through these emotions. Let's see how did they come? Where do they evolve from? And then they get released, and then they can take another step. Yes, that's why it's a nutrition therapist.
No, yeah.
Yes.
Now it makes more sense.
Yes, that's why.
You know, it's very also hard, as we talked in a shop when you go. It's sugar all around you.
Yes, yes.
Everything.
Yes, it is.
Just think how bad it is for kids.
Yes.
When they grow up in that environment, where
we get them bad habits.
Unhealthy.
Yes.
And you have also.
Yes, I have this book because I was making food in a kindergarten.
Yeah,
but it was and like this.
I was always told, do not play with your food.
Yeah, we have to play with the food. It's called play with the food, because that's how kids learn. And this is a book you can use, and then your kids will learn, practice good habits, natural. The trouble for me and you is that it's not natural. We have to do these strong choices every day. No, for me, not anymore. I don't. Of course, still I have some choices, but more is natural for me because I've been working with it for so many years. Yeah. And actually it's quite natural for me now, but it's quite interesting. When I get back to bad habits, it's always when I'm too busy, working too much, too little rest.
What is bad habits for you when you go off the rails, like really? What's the worst you eat and you say, it's bad?
To me, it's very bad to eat gluten, and it may not be the same for everyone because I get sick from it. So that's very bad, but I don't do it. Sometimes I do it social because it's more easy, and then I pay. But what I do when I take my choices sometimes, when I feel, then I think it's wine and chips.
Wine and chips?
Yes, I love chips.
But
and it's salt and it's fat.
Chips, or
the chips
at the same time, or what?
Crisps.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. At the same time. Yes.
Okay.
That's quite normal. You don't think so?
No, but yeah. Okay.
You also have a little bowl of crisps with your wine. That's very Danish, at least.
No, okay.
If you go to a bar or something, they can serve it.
Okay.
Yes, but sometimes when I come very tired home and maybe I have had too little to eat, then if I have been very busy, then I'm not ready to digest. I'm too exhausted to make food, and I don't feel hungry, but I feel this low blood sugar, and then I take a glass of wine and a little bowl of this crispy, easy stuff. And that's a very bad habit for me, and I can see it comes when I'm too busy. And if you look at people, Danish people, a lot of Western people, we are always too busy. We are so ambitious about everything. Work has to be properly, work has to be done, and we have to work more, and we have to check emails before we go to bed or before we go to sleep. We have to raise our kids, and they have to do football on Monday, swimming on Tuesday, painting on Wednesday, and you race around and you do all those things, and you never ever have time to breathe or rest or feel happy or anything, then you turn to wine. I knew a girl once, we had small kids together, and she said, oh, we share a bottle of wine every evening. If not, there's nothing about life I want. I mean, then you have a problem, and the wine is not the problem. That's your too busy life, right? But so the more the more satisfied we are with our life, emotions. If we feel socialized, if we have good relations, if we have interesting job that we feel that we can do. Yeah, probably. Then we don't need so much of this, and we have studies about mice in a thing,
Mouse paradise, I think.
No, it was not a mouse paradise. This is a mouse, not paradise, but very empty. It's alone, and there's no toys, and there's a bowl of water with sugar, and one with water and cocaine, and one with only water. And the mouse will eat sugar and cocaine, water, drink. And then if you give it friends, so it can sleep with someone, it can play with someone, it can have sex with someone, and if you give it toys so they have something to play and it's active and gets stimulated, then it only drinks the water. And it leaves out the sugar water and the cocaine water. And I think it's exactly the same with a human being. So
alcohol is not bad, I mean, in itself, right? When you said
if you eat drink a glass of wine, no trouble. Actually, there's a lot of antioxidants in it.
But is it healthy? I mean, if you drink just one glass every second evening, whatever, is it healthy or not?
It depends on who is doing it. Again, like I said before, it's all individual. For some people, for me, it's not healthy because I get hungry afterwards, and then I eat more after my dinner. Then it's no good for me to drink every day. But some people do it only one glass and they never drink more, and that's fine. And if they're working fine, if they have a strong health, if they feel energized, if they feel they have the power, and they can sleep good at night, and they can wake up in the morning and they are happy, why not? And they have no pain. But if you sleep bad, if I drink, let's say, 3 or 4 glasses of wine, if I go out with friends, then I wake up after 5 hours. So actually, I shouldn't do it.
Yeah, actually, you don't sleep so good.
Yes, and it's not only because of this, but it's a sign that it's no good for me. It's a sign that there starts some inflammation or something that wakes me up. Yes, for me, I think it's my blood sugar that falls, and that's why I wake up. I go up and eat, and it helps.
Really?
Yes,
okay.
And I don't eat a lot. So for me, I shouldn't drink every day, but it's different. And if you have trouble keeping your weight, you shouldn't drink every day.
What is the best alcohol you think?
You can't
healthiest.
say. Maybe I think red wine, but actually gin is. Also quite good. There's no sugar in it, or it's different. There's so many gins now, and some of them. Vodka is very pure.
Whiskey is also pure, right?
Yes.
Cognacs.
Yes.
Cognac should be good for you.
Maybe it's very strong.
It's kind of whiskey, but made out of wine,
Yeah. Yes.
So.
Yes. I don't know. I can't say what is more healthy. No, I don't know.
But you are not saying that you should stop drinking alcohol to zero, or not necessary?
Not necessary. I have never had a client, I think, where I should say no.
No.
If they want to lose weight, if that's why they come, they want to lose weight, and they have this feeling, when they take a glass of wine and then they start this eating, then I would say, for this period when you lose weight, you shouldn't do it.
But otherwise, it's not so bad if it's
not
couple
of glasses a week.
A week.
Yes, that's fine.
I would like more, a couple of glasses
yes.
a day.
Yes. But and sometimes it's about having new habits and finding new pleasures. Then it's not so easy. That is not so difficult.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about
that.
that.
Also here.
Yes,
in your head,
when if like this, I told before. They say, oh, if I don't have this half bottle of wine a day, there's no fun in life. Then you should think about, look at your life, take a look at your life, and see how can I make it more funny? How can I make it more relaxed? How can I make it more joyful and full of love? A lot of people are living without love.
That's sad. Really.
Yes. Yeah.
But can I little bit come back to the insulin levels?
Yes.
What is the best way to level it out? I mean, if you eat less carbs, okay?
Yes.
But let's say I'm eating, or for a long time I was trying to eat about 100 grams of carbs, because I think I function better with little bit more, but not too much.
Yes.
Because if I'm going to eat sushi or something, if I get a lot of rice, so it will be maybe 200-300 at one time.
Yes.
I feel like my blood pressure and anxiety and everything comes just out of control.
Yes.
Feels good when you're eating, but
afterwards,
it's like a hangover, from the alcohol. But is it better if, let's say, I'm eating 100 grams of carbs? Is it better to keep you without carbs and eat 100 grams at once and come back to zero, or is it better to eat 20 grams 5 times?
Studies now shows that it's good to have pauses, to have to do a kind of fast from 6 or 7 at night.
Fasting,
yes, right? Until let's say 10 o'clock next day.
But for how long fasting you should? I mean, minimum 12.
It depends on your body and how you're doing. But if you do this fast from evening until lunch next day, actually at Steno,
from evening
at Steno with the diabetes patients, they have had this from evening and then until 1 o'clock next day, and then they had this window of eating from 12 to 6. They could eat, and then I said, eat freely, whatever you want. I would say no, not whatever you want if they want sweet or anything, but they actually had some success. So I think 100 grams is a lot, and I think if you have had 24 hours with no carbs, your body will get a little bit of shock. If you suddenly have 100 grams, it's a lot. And when you tell me, when I have had sushi, I get anxiety and I feel pressure and all that, then I think it's too much. So you should lower it and then have a little bit at lunch and a little bit at evening. Yes, not.
But intermittent fasting, you think, is a good idea?
Yes, I think it's a good idea. It's natural. We can see how we have been living before.
Yeah.
In the natural people, they have fasting. No one ever had a lunch bag on hunting. You go out and you don't hunt until you are almost out of food or maybe completely out of food. And in all religions they have fasting.
That's what I was.
All religions have fasting, yes. And
what do you think about?
And the thing is, what is happening? You know why it's good. It's because when you don't have any more food from eating, then your body still needs energy. So it thinks, okay, I need to break down the body. And the body is so clever, you can't imagine how clever it is. So it starts by breaking down the baddest cells, the oldest cells, the damaged cells, everything, all that is not completely good, it breaks down. So it's a kind of detox to do it. And I actually had a client who had cancer and did this fasting and actually went very well with the cancer.
For how long fasting? Like how many days?
No, it was only 24 hours once a week.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Just that.
Yes. But it is different. How you can do a 3 days fast. That is a very strong detox. I have done more than one 5 or 8 days fast, and feel fantastic. I have done some 3 days and have done some 1 days. Lately, at the moment, I can't do it because my life is too busy. You need to have a little time. You can't fast and then expect that you work as hard as you do everybody else. Yes. Like, so you need to, and the good thing is also to come out and walk in the morning. So at the moment, intermittent fasting is working better for me. And it's working better.
How many hours feeding window do you use?
It's different
4, 6, 8?
from 6 at evening till 11, 12, 1 the next day. I want to do it regular once a week. I don't do it regular right now, but I'm going to do it. That's my intention. But because I've been too busy and I have been suffering from headaches during the summer because I've been too busy. So at the moment I have been more occupied about getting calm and having peace and feeding, nursing my body. Because we have to know that doing a fast is a little bit stressful.
It is stressful.
Yes. Before it finds out to break down, it's panic. Oh, what are we going to do? We need energy. So there's a kind of, and I wouldn't do fasting with very stressed people. And I've been stressed lying down because I've been moving and changing job and doing a lot of too much things. No holidays, no anything. So at the moment I have been very occupied about nursing myself, treating myself like a baby.
With wine.
Not so much wine, but eating regularly when I feel like it. And working less, taking naps and yes, that kind of stuff. So, but I'm going to do it again. Because what happened was that I got a strong headache when I tried, and that's because the body was not ready. It was too stressful. So I couldn't do it, but I'm much more calm now, so I'm going to do it, and I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Breakfast, which is the myth, how much not, but there are people who are still saying that breakfast is the most important meal of your day.
Yes, and I always look at who's coming to me, who's asking for advice, I have had clients who come and they are quite, fat, overweight, maybe a lot, maybe a little, and they don't eat breakfast and they have a small, boring lunch, and then they eat so much in the evening because they're so hungry.
But there is also one meal a day, right?
Sometimes, like I just did with myself, I had to nurse myself. Sometimes you have to balance the people. A lot of people, and I also have a lot of overeaters, binge eating eaters, eating disorders. They don't eat breakfast. They eat a little bit of bread at lunch, and then in the car home from job, they eat junk because they're so hungry. Yeah. So you have to have a balance. You have to eat healthy. You can't eat bread and meat and do the fast. You have to do vegetables. You have to fulfill yourself. You have to have the body being able to break down the fats. If you eat a little bit of carbs all the time, then it's very stressful for the body because it never, you press it to do the fat breakdown, and then you give up and eat bread. And then it doesn't learn to break down the fats. Do you understand?
Yeah, I get it.
So you have to make a strong choice and say, now I do it. And then balance your food and have vegetables and less carbs and more healthy fats. You have to have some fats to learn it. And then maybe when I started I was on a keto diet. When I started on it, I actually started on, I don't know the English word, flæskesvær.
Oh, yeah.
The crispy bacon, chips, whatever. Yeah. It's very rich in protein, but also fats. And I did it because I had cravings, strong cravings.
But these are good.
Yes, from the, freshly made. But I did it in the evening, and then in the morning I was like, okay, I'm not hungry. Okay, now I do it. But you can do it in a healthy way. You can start, eating nuts and avocados and broccoli and salads, and maybe a little smoked salmon for evening.
How much fat do you think you should eat? There are sayings that 0.8 grams of fat per kilogram of your body
about that.
should have.
Yes.
Is it true?
Yes, because you reprocess or regenerate your cells every second. From mouth to the bottom, you change your whole gut lining in 3 days. All the cells, there's a lot of, it's the quickest change in the body.
You mean change?
You change all the cells. In 7 years from now, all the cells that is in you now,
I heard.
they're gone.
It's a completely, literally different human being.
Yes. But from gut to lining, from mouth to gut, it's to the end, it's 3 days. So you need a lot of fat because all the cells are like this in the body. And imagine my finger or all those balloons like cells, and the balloon is made of fat. It's the cell wall and it's made of fat. The cell wall is made of fat and a little bit of proteins. So to build your body healthy, you have to have fats.
And water.
And water, yes.
I mean, we are made of water. Right?
Yes. So, and of course, you don't have to eat those flæskesteg, those crispy bacon chips every day, no. But you have to have nuts and salmon and sill. I can remember.
Herring.
Herring, yes. You have to have all the fat, the omega-3, fats.
Omega-3, yeah.
Yes. Every day, and it can come from walnuts and pumpkin seeds. And you can have a little bit of
drinking Möller's, you know.
Yeah, I know Möller's. I'm not that fond of Möller's. No, I would choose something different. I don't know if it's very good. Eskimo 3 is very good. There are some good.
But do you prefer in liquid form or do you prefer in capsules or?
I prefer liquid form because it's so much cheaper.
Oh, okay. I never thought about that.
Yeah. But you have more, but it's different. Some people
measure how much you need. Or
I take a spoon, but I don't take it. Yes, evening, I don't take it regularly. Some people when they come to me, often they are in need of a lot of stuff, and then I give them supplements. But it's my intention that they end up eating food, so they don't need a lot of supplements. Maybe they need a multivitamin. With minerals, yes, and I do that as well.
Another way. Let's say vitamin D, right? You need a supplement.
Yes.
You will never get there.
No, you have to eat a lot of fish, and we can't say that fish is that healthy because there's so much pollution.
Yeah, that's not.
Yes, so supplements is good to support, and it's good to fill up when you're in need, and but you can't build health on supplements. You have to build health on food.
But to
healthy
start,
food.
is it good, right? I mean,
yes, it is.
Because maybe you are in a really bad position.
But but you talked in the beginning. You asked me what has changed, and that thing has changed. That before we gave so many supplements, now we give so many, and we are more concerned about learning, teaching people to eat the right way and to find the ways to eat the right way in a way so they can manage. You know, what is the easy way on the day when you're tired? How about cooking double meals and put in the freezer for the bad days or the tired, busy days? What about eggs and spinach in a pan?
Do you like eggs?
Yes.
I love eggs. I'm buying some free-range eggs.
Yes.
And I know the woman who holds the chickens. She has just 14 or 15 chickens.
Yes.
So we are buying from them.
Yes, that's wonderful when you have
such
a place.
Idea,
yes.
You know, that
It's
kind of. I know it's a trick. It's here, but when I eat these eggs, I just feel like it's more healthy. You know.
Maybe it's
instead
not.
of scrub eggs.
Of course, it's better because those chickens or hens.
Chickens.
Yes, have been out in having more space. Yes, and they're not so stressed. I never ever buy eggs from burhøns.
Bureg.
Never ever. I would never do it. Cage. cage-kept chickens.
Yeah, cage-kept chickens.
I would always choose ecological free, but still ecological eggs from Brugsen or Føtex or something from the shop.
From the shop.
They are from big
cage. But still cage.
Yes, and then they have a hole here. Oh, they can go out, and so this small. But not everybody lives in the country who can do it, like you can do it.
But you can find where to buy. You can own chickens if you.
Not if you live in Nørrebro.
No.
A lot of people do that.
Yeah, probably it's a little bit harder if you live in a really big city.
Yes, and I can do it here, but I think I have to go by bike or by car some kilometers to find some place.
It's good, so you can bike.
Yes, if I bike, yes.
So it's also helpful.
I've just moved to here, so I'm going to find some place or find
out.
You
moved from Copenhagen?
No, from Humlebæk, so it's not that far, but it's still a change.
I found one place where to buy meat, when you buy log and elk and krumdyr,
Yes, that's wonderful.
So I'm trying to change from regular shop meat to hunter's meat.
I think it's a very healthy choice.
Fasain.
Yes, that's good.
I think it should make sense to not eat. And
actually they have omega-3 in the meat because they eat grass. They eat grass and eat out in the nature. Yes.
It's just
and that's another change from way back when we lived out in the woods. We ate free meat.
Free range.
Free completely.
Normally.
Yes, and now we eat from animals who has been eating cereals.
But they are,
and
they are dead,
soya and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and they get medicine and all the stuff. So the more natural we can live, and it's quite interesting, and it's a good movement. It is there, but if we go back to not too ambitious, because there's a lot of people who don't have this opportunity that you have. So,
but you need to look for opportunities,
Exactly.
It will never come on itself. You need to search and talk and find, and
you can buy it in the shops, but it's not hunters. You also have farms for krondyr.
No.
Yes, you have. But still, it's better because you can't put them in a barn and give them soya. They go on grass, so it is better. Like sheep. To eat lamb.
Yeah, lamb is also
good because you can't you can't lock them up. You have to let them go out and eat grass. Yeah. They die if you put them in the barn.
Yeah.
So that is a good choice, and to eat wild meat from the shop.
But now I need to learn.
And everybody can do that.
To prepare it, because it's like learning from the scratch to make food.
It's good we have Google.
Yeah, it helps. But still. You kind of have learned once how to do things, and it's really hard to change your habit.
Yes.
So I'm trying now to see how this wild meat can fit into that. Also for kids, I think it's.
Yes, it's very good. Yes, yeah.
We are doing also to cheat a little bit to make meat crispy,
yes.
When you panierung.
Oh yeah.
How you call it?
Coating maybe.
Yeah, coating. When
like this breadcrumbs.
Yeah. It's maybe not so healthy, but
no, but the kids love it.
Yeah, when you coat it, you can give any meat. I mean, I tried with elk. I tried it with hog.
And fish.
Fish.
Yes.
I cannot make them eat fish.
No.
But if it's a crusty fish,
yes.
So it's good. They love it.
Yeah.
So what do you think? How healthy or unhealthy it is for kids to?
It's not that bad, and if you make it yourself, you don't buy those fish fingers in the shop.
No.
But if you make it yourself, yes. But if you make it yourself, it's good.
We are buying fresh.
Small amount of bread. What's the matter? No problem.
And we have a.
It's very. So I think the most important is to learn the body, the kids, to taste a lot of different things.
That's hard.
And it's very
hard to get kids to taste. I mean,
yes,
these
but
are
you
6
have
years
yes.
old. It's very hard to say. Even sometimes if I'm giving something to eat, they are, have you tried it before? I say, yes, you tried. No, okay.
Yes, I made lunch in a kindergarten, and I can tell you they ate everything. They loved it. They ate soup. They even had those earrings. I made a Christmas lunch, like for grown-ups. I had with all the shrimps and everything, salmon, everything, and. We started at 11:30, and when parents came to pick them up at 2:30, they weren't finished eating.
Okay.
It was wonderful to see.
How to get kids to
that was
eat?
Because the parents was not there, and they just loved my food. And my own kids at home were, especially the youngest one, was very choosy. And I could tell him, oh, but I make food for 65 children every day, and he's ba 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 ba. He tries now. Now when he goes out, he doesn't like fish. He loved fish when he was 2 or 3 years old, and then suddenly on a day, nope, I'm not eating fish. I mean, you liked it yesterday. I don't anymore. I couldn't do anything. But you have to keep on setting an example. I have had so many parents when they stop making salads because the kids don't eat, and they stop making vegetables, and that's not the way to go. You have to. They don't listen to what they say. You say they listen to what you do. So you have to keep on eating all that different kind of stuff. So I've always, and you don't have to go on lasagna and meat sauce every fucking day because it's no good. So you can have that once a week, either.
Yeah, pasta they love.
Yes. Yes, and pasta is addiction.
What about grains?
Huh?
Grains?
Grains,
like rice and
yes, it's okay.
Other grains.
Yes,
you think it's okay?
It's okay. In balanced amounts. Yes.
So if you eat a handful of cooked rice, it's okay.
It's okay. Yes.
And
if you buy brown rice, it's even better. Yes, because
you think it's better?
Yes, it's got much more.
I've seen somewhere that it's maybe too healthy for our.
Too healthy?
No, too healthy. Too hard on our stomachs.
I think.
Because we are not so clean, I don't know.
No, rice is not hard for some people. It is, and I think maybe
rice is cleaned more. It's like cleaner rice.
And it's clean from vitamins. It's all rinsed out.
So there's nothing good.
No, and when there was a country, I don't remember which one. Maybe it was a place in China or whatever, where they introduced white rice rather than brown rice, and they all got symptoms and sickness. Beriberi, a sickness when you need vitamin B.
So you think brown rice was for first?
Yes.
No.
Of course it was, because brown rice is the natural, and to get them white, you have to clean them from fibers and exactly. you have the rice, and then you have the layers of fibers, like shells or something, and when you remove them, the vitamins go with them. They are sitting on that. Okay. So you have to. It's the same with the wheat.
So you think,
white wheat, the wheat. If you have white flour or brown or a little more, yes, light brown.
Okay.
And that's why you have to eat whole grain. But you don't have to eat 400 grams of whole grain every day. It's no good. You have to eat more vegetables and less grains.
So it can be healthy without grains.
Basically. Yes. And I usually use a plate model for how you eat. You have the plate here. Half of it is vegetables. And then the other half is shared with grains or carbs and proteins.
Like meat and fish?
Yes, eggs. And fats, which is oil, like pesto, as good oils.
But which oils do you mean?
Cold pressed oils from olives, from pumpkins, from.
But you cannot heat the cold pressed oils, right?
No, but you can make
for salad
dressings. Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And you can have avocado, and you can have nuts, and you can have olives.
Yeah.
And you can make pesto with olive oil and a lot of basil or parsley or mixed, and a little bit of pinchi or almonds or cashews, and garlic and lemon and maybe a little bit of cheese. It's so tasty and wonderful.
It is.
And it's also, herbs are very, very healthy, and we don't use it that much.
What about butter?
Butter?
Do you think it's healthy?
Yes, a little bit of butter. If you're fine with that, a little bit of butter is fine, and it's very stable, to heat, for example.
But that's what I actually.
Coconut and butter are able to be.
Which is more healthy, you think? Coconut oil or?
I don't have to choose.
Oh, okay. So they are both.
Yes.
Equally.
And this about is it this or is it what is most healthy? It's everything has a place. And too much of something is too little of something else.
Exactly.
And we found out that green tea was good. It's full of antioxidants. It's full of vitamins. It's bitter, which is stimulating the liver. And then they found out that green tea reduce fat absorption. Oh, said the industry. Now we are going to make pills. So green tea is when you pour hot water on the leaves, and then you drink the water. So it's very kind of light, And suddenly they press the leaves.
Capsules.
You have never eaten the leaves. You drank the water, the extract, and then suddenly they got liver damage. And then it came out green tea is dangerous. No, it's not. It's dangerous to overdo anything. Yes.
What about ghee? Is it better for cooking? Because you cannot overheat ghee. You can overheat.
There's no protein in it. Oh. So the Indians do it a lot. They eat a lot of it, and Indians are quite healthy. And they also do a lot of spices, which is very good. A lot of ginger, and they have a lot of. They eat very vegetarian. It's not that I believe that vegetarian is the healthiest way,
I think it's
but
the
less.
Way,
no, it's not.
I mean,
you can't say that, and it's different from people to people.
A lot of vegetarians they eat even more shit, I think.
But you can do it. Then it's not vegetarian that is the problem. Then it's the people's choice.
Yeah.
But
because you can eat chocolate and say it's vegetarian.
Yes. And I saw a wine where it says vegan wine.
Yeah, vegan wine.
And I was saying, oh my God, I've never seen wine with meat or eggs or anything. No, but it's about to do it in a balanced way. And I don't believe meat consumption is consuming is a problem.
No.
But maybe the amounts of consumption,
and
because
how we keep animals,
and how we keep animals, and how we give them medicine, and and how we transport animals. So if we could eat far less meat, because we don't need 200 grams a day, and a lot of people eat that. Because they eat at lunch and they eat at dinner, and they eat maybe 300 grams a day, and we could do far less. Yes, but of course we have to do the vegetarian days in a good manner. You have to, to know what you're doing. Like
Christians used not to eat meat on Fridays. So that I'm still trying. Also, there are some countries that are still trying to keep on that. So that means that Fridays you are not eating meat. And we have also for Christmas, from first Advent to Christmas, you also not eat meat.
Yeah.
And before Easter, we have almost 40 days.
40.
40. 40.
Yes.
Also, it's more like intermittent fasting.
Yes.
Like little bit like Ramadan, you know.
Yes.
That means that you are not eating for a whole day, or just something little bit.
Yes.
And you eat once a day, and the simplest food you can eat.
Yes, yes. That's a good way, and that's what we talked about before.
That makes a little bit humble.
Yeah.
But also you are starting to feel your food and be thankful for the food you have.
And you, what should we call it, enlighten your senses when you have been fasting, and then when you eat, whoa, it's interesting to taste and to feel, and
because now in the 21st century
we can eat all the time, and you have snacks, and you have you know, I don't know, the wagon for the child, you know, when you drive the small kids, they have a cup holder, you know, because we can't do without a cafe latte, and there's coffee to go everywhere, and snacks everywhere.
Yeah, at work, I mean, you can find cookies and this.
Yes, all the time, and it's really, really bad. So we talked about this, you know, we never finished. You said this about, is it not healthy to eat breakfast? And for some people, they have to start eating breakfast and lunch, and maybe a meal in the afternoon, and then the meal in the evening. To get balanced in the blood sugar, and to get nutritious, as to get filled up with nutrition, so they can start be more balanced and healthy, and then they can start having more breaks, you know.
I was reading some
more windows without eating, but sometimes and you can't do a fasting if you are eating too much rubbish. Then you get very drain from strong vitamins and minerals.
I mean, fasting and healthy diet.
Yes,
is okay,
that's necessary. Yeah.
But fasting and eating McDonald's is probably the worst you can.
Yes.
do. I mean,
yes. Then it's better just to eat.
It tastes good. I mean, I like some things from McDonald's or KFC or whatever. But you need to understand, at least how I see, you are not giving any good for your body when you eat burger from McDonald's.
No.
Nothing. I mean, it has no vitamins, nothing. It's zero.
There's nothing. Yeah.
It's same like fasting.
Yes.
You just
and you know
pumping yourself with something.
That's an interesting thing to break down and to use and to make energy out of sugar. You don't do that without using vitamins and minerals and amino acids. Amino acids is broken down protein. Yes. So if you get sugar in here and you make energy, you make in a chemical process, you make different kind of stuff, and you use magnesium, vitamin B, vitamin folacin, you know, you make a lot of things to make energy, and then comes energy out. This means if you eat Haribo sweets, it has no nutrition.
Nothing.
So when you eat it and you get energy out, then you have drained yourself from iron, magnesium, vitamin B, and lots of other nutrition stuff. So you have to eat, it's very good to know. I tell my clients this thing very often, because it gives a little, oh, do I want to eat this sweet? And if you eat white bread, like we talked about the grains, the full corn, the brown version, not clean, it is more full of vitamins and minerals than the white polished ones.
But you can mix it, right? I mean.
Yes, but listen now. If you eat only the white ones, the white rice we talked about, then it doesn't have enough. So you are going to drain yourself, not as much as sweet, but a little bit. You drain yourself from strong, nutritious stuff. So if you eat the brown ones, it has more to offer you than it is being used. So.
But it's maybe even better not to eat.
Maybe, or at least not to eat a lot.
I mean, I like rice. I like pasta.
Think about this plate. Half is vegetables, 1/3 of the other half.
Yeah.
Which means it's 1/6 part of the plate.
Find you one, because I don't know how it's called in in English.
What are you looking for?
I will
But it's only a small part that is from grains. Pasta, bread, rice. Bulgur?
Boghvede.
Boghvede. I know actually the word.
Buckwheat.
Buckwheat, yes.
Is it healthy?
Yes, it is.
Because it's very popular in Lithuanian
yes,
culture.
it's quite nutritious. Yes.
We love it. I could eat it every second day.
Yes.
My kids could eat it 2 times a day.
Yes, it's good.
It's better than, I think it's better than rice or pasta.
Yes,
or
it is.
Any other grain,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Good. Now I feel better.
Yeah. And still we don't have to say what is better. Variation is better. So buckwheat one day, rice another day, potatoes and beetroot in the oven the third day.
So maybe one day fish.
So
one day
and the
meat.
best thing is not to eat pasta every fucking day. Sorry, my language.
Like Italians.
Because pasta is addiction, and I've seen so many kids, they only want to eat pasta and cheese. And you have to take it away.
But cheese is not so bad, right?
But you don't have to eat it. It's so
When you have a
it
cheese
is
plate.
so bad if you don't want anything else.
But
and that's what I see with kids. They have those haps, Osterhaps, cheese haps.
Oh
yes.
my god, I hate it.
Yes, but some people don't know, and some people we take a slice of bread and with cheese, and it's bad when you stop eating everything else. So cheese is not that bad. You can have some cheese, but if you can't like wine, 1 glass of wine is not a problem. But if it makes you eat chips, if it makes you drink another 3 glasses of wine, then it's bad.
But now I will ask on another side on cheese. When okay, maybe when you have what's called fermented cheese, right? Like Gouda, Emmental. When you have it on a pizza or like Osterhaps. But that's one cheese. And another cheese, what I mean, cheese plate, when you have brie, you have gorgonzola, you have anything else, all the different kind of cheeses. It's not bad, right? I mean, mozzarella. And
yes, it's not bad if you are not allergic to it. A lot of people are not that good at cheese, but if it's working for you, then it's fine. But do take care of the amount.
Because I love cheese as a dessert,
Yes,
you can have a little bit with olives, black olives.
Yes, I understand that. That's nice.
God,
yes, and you could do that sometimes. Of course, we have to look at calories. We talked about calories. I think we talked about calories before we got started here in English, but we do have to look out for calories. It's not the only answers about weight, for example. The hormones in our body regulates everything. It's hormones that wakes you up in the morning, that gets you out of bed. It's hormones that put you to sleep at night. It's hormones that regulate the pressure in your blood and your humor, what's called your happiness, or anxiety. It's hormones that actually rules our behavior.
Do you think it's a good idea to supplement also that? You can supplement with 5-HTP or HTTP.
Yes, I have.
You can supplement melatonin.
Yes,
and
I do it sometimes. Yes,
okay.
I don't do it in the first step. I start to see what can I do with food and water, and not too much coffee, and not too much sweet
food. When you say you cut the shit out, or
yes, and introduce vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and then
so that's the first step. You cut
and then
junk food.
Yes,
and you put more vegetables.
Yes, and let's see what happens. If that works, then we don't have to interfere with your hormones by supplements. If you can start regulate themselves from proper food and enough sleep.
Enough. How much is enough? Do you think?
7-8 hours.
7-8.
Yes.
I'm trying to keep to 7.5.
Yes.
Because I don't know if it's stupid or not, but maybe 20 years ago I read some article where it says that you need to sleep as long as 1.5 hour plus. That means you sleep 4.5 hours, or you sleep 6 hours, or you sleep 7.5, or you sleep 9 hours. like plus 1.5. I don't know why, but I
I
still
don't know
kind
what
of
about.
believe it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to keep to 7.5, which
Yes.
is in between your, what you said, 7 and 8.
Yes. I should try to get early to bed, in proper time to sleep. And most of the time I actually wake up before my clock.
No.
So
actually, I think you should set up alarm not to wake up, but alarm to go to sleep.
Yes, yes, exactly, yes.
At least I'm having a problem to know if I want
get
to
to
go
bed,
to
yes.
get to bed before 11, and I say,
yes,
12 o'clock, or even worse.
Suddenly, it's 9:30 and suddenly it's past midnight, and what happened?
What time do you try to get to bed?
It depends on, sometimes I work at evening, and I don't go out as often go out of my house in the morning at 9 o'clock, so it's not early. So I don't have to sleep early. So it's different. And so if I come home from some kind of job at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, then I don't sleep before past midnight. But it's okay because I get up.
Sleep just
usually my alarm clock rings at 7:30. And that's late.
It's not so bad.
No?
It's not bad.
No. But sometimes I work at Saturday or Sunday or evening, and if you have different kind of lives, mine is a little not so normal.
Kind of messy a little.
Yes. Yeah, maybe flexible, you could say.
Or messy. But is it healthy? I mean, is it healthy when you have like your life?
They say that stability is good. And maybe
at least I know for kids is a science that stability is good. You need to wake up this time, go to sleep this time.
And for me, I get restless and I get a little bored, and I like change. So but stability, I'm not stable, but sometimes I work late, and a lot of people work in evening.
Yeah.
In the supermarket, they're open until 10 o'clock in a lot of cities, they can't go to bed 10:30 because they come home from work at 10:30. So, and we are very flexible. Our body is very adaptive.
Adapting.
Yes. So, yeah.
But night shifts is not healthy for you.
It has been shown that they very often get cancer.
That's bad.
And there's this thing about not getting light, because they go home and they sleep during the day, and then they start working in the night again. So they get too little light. And a lot of people have trouble sleeping during daytime. I have tried to have night shifts, and it's no good for me because I don't like to sleep in the day, so I slept very little when I had the night shifts. And when you not I got very exhausted. Yes, so
I have a sleep apnea.
Yeah.
So before I got the mask and everything, I felt so exhausted.
Yes, of course, yes.
And I didn't know why.
No.
I mean, I felt every day like shit.
Yes. Yes, and when you have this søvnapnø, it is always interesting. It could be that your what's called slimhinder, the walls of your nose, they maybe get swollen as a reaction to something you eat, and it's very often diarrhea.
Okay. So it could be also that.
So about søvn, we always talk about weight loss if it's needed.
I'm almost sure, for so long how much I was tested and this and that, I'm almost sure it is mostly the overweight.
Yes.
So I'm trying to fight it.
Yes. So, but if it gets if it gets swollen, then there's no space, then you can't breathe. So.
And for me, it's very hard to fight that.
The weight.
Because I'm trying to exercise more, but when I exercise more, I feel like I can eat more. And I want to eat. I need to eat.
But I think you have to force your body to fat burning. You have to work on that keto diet, because then I have been.
For how long you think it would be healthy to keep on keto? I mean, It's not a long time.
I know some.
Right?
I know some professors who's doing it all the time. Okay. I did it for 4 months, and I really enjoyed it. And I thought, oh, I'm never going to eat rice or bread again, because I felt so. After 3 months, maybe I started on carrots and a little bit of apple in the salad, and a little bit, and it still worked fine. And I still had my intermittent fast. But then spring came. I just started in January, and then spring came. A little bit of white wine here, and a little bit of lunch in the sun here with a little wine, and then it broke down for me. Then the wine, it knocked off my blood sugar balance, and then but I have never been able to see that I lose weight when I did exercise. Never ever. And I have been doing rowing in a boat, which is one of the most fat burning or calorie burning, or
it's very
extensive. And I did it with the men and we did it for 30 kilometers. I didn't lose a gram. And of course I ate more after such a trip, but I didn't eat double. And then when I went on this keto, I could go to the fitness, and I could see that I lost 1 kilo during the exercise. So when I started on this fat burning, it actually burned literally when I was doing the exercise.
Period.
Yes, but I think one of the biggest problems in our lives, in our lifestyle, is too busy, too much stress. And see that stress, anxiety, and depression is the most common sickness.
It's more and more popular.
Yes, and most people eat antidepressive or antidepressants. Yes.
Xanax and
whatever, and so we do have trouble. So we do have to learn to slow down. And Corona didn't learn. No, because we were sent home, and everybody said, okay, now we can learn to relax. And when it started, and the companies were in big hunger to earn money, and and we're all back again. We're all full of cars on the highway. No one works at home anymore, and we didn't learn anything.
Have we never worked?
No, I think we have to crash completely.
No, I hope not. It would be maybe
some things are moving. Yoga classes are exploding, and we do eat more healthy now than we did before. Some groups don't, and a lot of groups do.
Now we understood finally what is healthy, what is not.
Yes.
Because as you said before, when we talked in Danish, that before people actually thought that fat is unhealthy.
Yes.
And that carbs are healthy.
Yes.
Sugar.
And it's not that carbs are unhealthy. It's just for a lot of people
too much.
Difficult. Yeah, too much. Difficult to have too much. We only need a small amount. Would balance us much more, and then maybe we don't need carbs. Don't need this keto and intermittent fast if we balance the food even more. But I think like you talked about the religion, and you have those fasts. I mean, human being has always done fasting, always, and I think it is a way. Part of the way. Yes. But you can't go from McDonald's and wine and chocolate bars and pizzas and then do fasting. It's killing.
What do you think about cheat days? When it came from bodybuilding community. It's called a cheat day, when it means you eat for let's say 6 days in a row healthy and whatever, and one day you just eat pizza and ice cream and whatever.
Yeah.
Or once a month or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, time to time to let yourself.
Yes.
The idea is to get you on better psychological.
Yes.
That
and
means
I think, and I often say, on Saturday you can have this rundstykke in the morning, the ball, the roll, called. The white bread in the morning, if you miss it. I suggest.
I love croissants.
Yes.
Once a week we have a
croissant. I suggest omelets in the morning with spinach and mushrooms and a little bit of egg. Every morning, almost every morning, I eat sliced mushrooms, spinach, and maybe courgette or broccoli. So 2, 3, 4 different kinds of vegetables with 1 egg, only 1 egg.
1 egg?
I started on 2 eggs, and now I'm down on 1 egg.
No, go back to 2 eggs. It's better.
No, it's kind. And then all those vegetables, and then I eat that, and with different kind of spices. It's wonderful, and I'm full.
You make it in
and
the oven?
Satisfied. No, on the pan.
Just on the pan.
Yes, and it takes 5 minutes. You know, you can when you cut vegetables for the evening.
Yeah.
When you do have time to the dinner, then I put something in the glass, and then in the morning put eggs in it. Okay. Or I don't put eggs in it. Maybe I just pour the vegetables on the pan, and then the egg on the pan, and stir it around. Yes, that's a good start. Yes. So then I'm onions. More balanced. Onions, yes. Leeks.
Onions are healthy. So right.
Yes, and leeks.
Leeks.
Poor.
No, poor.
A lot of all vegetables are healthy. Yeah.
Yeah, my kids always, when we are eating, asking, "Is this healthy? Is this healthy? Is this healthy?" And you need to. It's not healthy, but sometimes you can have.
Yes.
Normally you can. I mean, when we are living now in today's society, you cannot hide yourself from everything what is bad.
No.
I mean, sometimes you expose yourself to sugar or whatever.
Yes, and we have all the trouble with the animal, with the fish. You know, the fish are brought up in cages in the ocean, and they are fed with medicine, with penicillin, and with all kind, and they're very bad for the environment, and they're very bad for us, and they have what's called tungmetaller, metals, hard metals in, and the big fishes even more, because they eat the small fishes, so this is accumulation. So it's difficult, and we also have this thing about emballage, the wrapping, yes, with the plastic.
Yeah, plastic is killing us.
Yes.
Like literally.
Yes. So there's trouble. If you could go to the farmers market, we have one here in this town every Saturday. I can go and buy vegetables and put them in a brown paper bag, and I can buy freshly, picked and done honey.
I don't understand why they are using so much plastic, because it's not healthy for economical reasons. I mean, in a shop when you buy a broccoli packed in plastic, it holds not so long because it's in a plastic. It's like it gets starting rotten and.
But if there's no plastic, it dries out during the day. If you have beetroots or potatoes and they lie in a box which is open and not in bags, they are soft in the evening. Yeah, so the shops have trouble. If I buy a cauliflower, for example, I can buy one which is soft and not that. Then I go home, I cut off a little bit of the root, and then I put in a bowl of water, and then it gets so fresh and crispy and like completely picked up now.
I will try.
Yes, and you can do that with broccoli and with carrots. If you buy
I feel stupid, why I didn't thought about that.
Then it takes up the water. And in the springtime we always have those carrots with the top, with the green top.
Yeah.
But they get soft in a couple of hours. Put them in the water, and then they're done. And there's also this thing about regrowing. You can have what's called forårsløg, spring onions.
Spring onions.
Yes, and you could grow them in 7 days.
Yeah, I know.
You can cut them, and then you can put the root down, and then in 7 days you have another one for free. Yes.
Yeah, we did
There's this. She's on Facebook, Persille. She's doing this. She had depression and she had no work, and she had and she wasn't very happy, and nothing was going very well. Then she started this regrowing. So she has this, and she lives in a small apartment in Nørrebro, and she grows ginger and chili and carrots and spring onions and everything. And her kitchen is like that, and I think her home. Yes, can you look out?
Okay, I will check.
And now she doesn't take money from anyone anymore. She earns her own money so she doesn't have depression anymore. because I think she found.
Of course, because
she found her voice.
Yeah.
She found her place in the world. That's very, very important. And a lot of people today, they can't find their way. How am I going to live? How I'm going to give to the community? What am I going to do? I don't know. So that's very important. So health is a lot of things. That's why I also went to yoga. Ended up being a yoga teacher because moving and breathing deep and move and stretch and all you do, it's doing this massage of your organs and your intestines.
Your lymph system, right?
Oh.
Lympha.
Yes. Yes.
System.
And
you need to move it.
yes, and your blood, your kredsløb, what's called
your blood
circulation. It's calming your mind and all the.
And we need to do
all
something
the people,
right? I mean,
yes.
Because now we are just.
We need a change. Yes.
Sitting in the office.
Yes.
Sitting.
And we are not made for sitting. We are made for movement.
Yeah.
So a lot of people find they don't have headaches or pains here or pain in the back anymore. They sleep better. I have some coming every Monday evening, and they say, "Oh, I sleep so much better on Monday nights."
How often or for how long should you do yoga to feel the difference?
Actually, if you start in the morning, I have something. Raise up, stand, and then do this in the morning.
Yes.
And then maybe do this. Then it takes 3 minutes. You already feel better. But of course, the more you do, the better you feel. So
to some extent, you cannot do 24 hours.
Of course not. But if you could go twice a week for an hour or an hour and a half, that would be wonderful. Twice a week.
But you can.
And you can do it from
right?
Huh?
Another movement of your choice. I mean, you can go to fitness center. You can go for
yes,
a walk.
Of course.
You can go.
Yes.
Swimming. It's very healthy.
It is.
I'm trying to go to swim once a week.
Yes.
I'm not so good in swimming. I suck actually.
You don't have to be good. You just have to enjoy yourself and feel better. That's all. You don't have to be good.
Contact sports. What do you think?
I don't have any opinion.
No.
I think
boxing,
you have to.
Wrestling.
I'm not that happy about boxing, because
you hit your head.
Yes, and they get. You can hear it. But I think you have to do what you feel most fun or most joy, because that's what you're going to do again and again.
So
if you don't feel any joy, if it doesn't make you happy, you're not going to continue. So do what makes you happy. That's why I do in the summer. I go in the kayak or in the boat because it makes me so happy. It's so beautiful out there on the water, and you get this fresh, nice smelling sea air, and you meet happy people. So that's what I do, and I do yoga because I feel so released and happy and calm. I have a little overactive mind, I'm always, and I find it hard to do meditation, but yoga is a kind of meditation, and for me it's a meditation because I'm really I feel everything I do. Everything you can do like a meditation. It can be eating, it can be yoga, it can be sex, it can be dancing.
For how long you do yoga? 1 hour?
It is very different. I do what's called I teach yoga, and then I do it for an hour and 15 minutes typical, and I do it sometimes 6 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week, sometimes only 2 times a week.
But it's just like an exercise.
And then I do it on my own. Yes.
So it's not kind of religious yoga, it's exercise yoga. In that sense, or not?
It's slow. It's I don't know what you mean about religious yoga, but I like to. It's mindful yoga. I like that I guide you, so you pay attention to what you feel in your body. So it's a meditative kind.
Okay.
How do you feel your breath? How do you feel your intestines when you twist? How do you feel when you do this? Feel how you're doing a massage in your inner body right now. Yoga is massaging the liver, the kidneys, the intestines, and they need it. All the body is constructed so you can only by breathing doing this massage. You can see, you can feel.
I believe.
Yes, but now I do it. I be quiet. I come quiet, and then But how often do we do it? Some people never do it. We do it like this in our very busy lives. So to practice breathing is doing a massage, is doing the organs and the inner of you very good, and it's releases tension, and it's what's called improving blood circulation to the organs, and blood circulation is also nutritious because all you eat, all the vitamins, all the minerals comes into the blood, and then you have to get it around.
Yeah.
And it only feeds the cells where it comes by. And if we don't move, we only have about 20% of our circulation, blood circulation. We only have 20%.
20%.
Yes. So, and when you go for a run, I think you get about 60-80%, depends on how strong you do it. So we.
What when you do strong exercises, like,
Yeah, I can't remember the percents. I know this about the 20% because it was a shock for me, to see many people at the normal. I go here, I drink my coffee, I have my breakfast, and I go down in my car. I take my kids to school. Oh no, they can't go by bike. No, I take my kids to school, and then I is doing that, and actually exercise is doing it, and this winter bathing is doing it.
I'm trying.
Yes, and fasting is doing that.
So now in few days it will be my first winter bathing, because now it's not winter, it's still.
Oh yes, it is.
Yeah.
When it's below 14 degrees, then it's winter bathing.
No?
Yes, so you have been winter bathing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it's 10, 9, 8 degrees, depends on the coastline.
So cold. I can manage to be like 2-3 minutes, every time.
That's good.
Not longer.
No, you don't have to be there longer.
What do you think? What is the minimum time when you wake up your hormones and everything? How long you need to be? Like 1 minute, or because some people are just doing, in, out.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, and I think it depends on training. And if you can, I can't stay there for 3 or 4 minutes. But I'm started, and then I'm going to see where maybe I can in some weeks or.
Because in first minute I'm just having trouble to set my breath right.
Yes, yes.
First minute is just
panic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you calm down, and I'm always trying to count, like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, and when I keep until 120 or something.
Whoa, yeah. I think that's well done.
That makes like a little bit over 2 minutes.
Yes.
Sometimes when I slow down with breathing, I feel like also in my head I'm slowing down. That means like I'm counting, like starting 51.
Yes.
52. It's like almost you're sleeping.
Yes. So you calm yourself.
A lot.
Yes. That's good.
And I think if someone has a problem with anger management,
put them in the sea.
should go in the cold water,
Yeah.
It helps.
Yes, and it helps a lot of people on pain and depression and psoriasis if you go into the ocean, and it can help on a lot of things. I don't know. I'm doing it now for the first year, and I'm doing it because I'm doing this sauna goose. And I love this sauna, and I love this goose, and I love aromatherapy, and I love the heat. So now for me, actually this dip in the ocean is only part of it. It's only follow the other things that I love. Maybe I'm going, I have felt I could start loving this cold ocean, but it's completely new to me.
I
to like it.
Just one thing I really hate is when it's windy.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
I really
and
hate
dark.
It. Yeah, in the morning.
If you do it in the morning and it's completely dark.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Yes. So it's dark now.
It's dark.
I think it's tough. I do it in the dark as well. When I do sauna goes, I do it at 7 in the morning.
Oh.
So
also in the morning sauna?
Yes. Sauna goes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it healthy to get it in the morning? I mean, or it doesn't
Yes, it's a wonderful start of the day.
Yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm doing, it's kind of part of my job right now. So that's why I do it, and I like it. But I actually feel and then I'm free off 10:30, and then I have done 3 gooses, and been into the ocean 3 times, maybe 4 times, and I feel so comfortable and energized and relaxed, and everything positive. I feel happy, lucky, kind of
like antidepressant.
Yes.
In some way.
Yes, and I'm not down there for 1 or 2 minutes. Until last week I was swimming a little bit in it this time, but yeah, I don't know. Let's not go too much into me about that.
Yeah, but try it. Maybe you will also like it to be a little bit
I'm going
longer.
to try. But I did try to swim, and I did it because I thought it was tough to say no. I didn't go to a dip and up. I actually swam. I only swam 3 or 4, but that was big for me. But the last goose I had a very terrible night. I didn't sleep. I don't know why. So it was terrible to do this ocean. Even when I came home and by the fireside, I was still because I didn't sleep. So I spent
it has something
yes.
to do.
The rest of the day was but that was the night.
How many days a week do you do sauna?
It's different.
But how many days it would be? This
week
smart to do? What do you think? Every day, every second day, once a week.
No, 4 days, 4 times a day, maybe. A week.
Would be okay.
Yes.
So every second day.
But it depends on how long is it. I do know where I go and take goose. Where I don't do goose, but where I receive goose, they do it many times a week, and they have to take a little bit care because they do long, sessions. So they do have to take a little bit care, but they do it, and they're strong young men. Where I do it, we only have sessions which is half of an hour, and we go to the ocean twice. So, and the rest of the time is from the sauna to the ocean, and the sauna is on the beach.
Here in Helsinki.
Yes, and so I think I could do it every day. Not 3 gooses every day, and not waking up 5:30 every day.
And 1 goose is like you said 8 minutes or something.
About that, yes, 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Depends on how many there is, how long time it takes to get them in and out and stuff like that. So, health is a lot of things. There's a lot of ways to get more healthy, to do something good for you. To health, the way to start could be what will my choice be today to do something that will make me feel a little bit better.
I mean,
and one day it can be sauna goose, another day it can be a big salad, third day it can be aromatherapy. You can use the oils, feel them, and the oil goes, the stuff goes straight to the brain and it goes into the blood, and it's like eating the herbs and the flowers and stuff like that. And you can do meditation, and you can, there's a broad variety of what you can do. And you have started, by choosing more meat from a good quality, eggs from a good quality, winter bathing. You're thinking about how much you eat and stuff.
Yeah, it's so easy.
And we all know, but you're on your way. You have started. We have to start somewhere and then move from there, and then keep the goal. Don't do everything at the same time, but never stop moving. Never stop, putting on an extra layer. For me, I started in nutrition, and then all the other things came around.
For me, the best motivation was when I got kids, you know, and when you start thinking that you want a better future for your kids, that they stay healthy and this and that. And when it just hit me somehow, you know, that if I will try to learn them to do something what I'm not doing.
Exactly. Then they are not going to learn it. Yeah.
So that means if I want to change their life, I need to first change my life.
Yes.
And it's fucking hard, I can tell you. I mean, it's really hard.
We want the best for our kids, and we have really good intentions, but very often we end up with giving them biscuits and chocolates and fish fingers and being tired. And so we have to, you know, keep on being aware of what we actually do. You were aware, okay?
Yeah, how am I going? I think,
so
I am.
The best gift we can give our kids is to make the healthy choices. Actually, not to make them choices, but just to that it's natural. This is what I do. This is just I don't even think about it. You know.
Yeah, it needs to get.
In the beginning, I was thinking about keto. I was thinking about omelets in the morning. I was thinking about vegetables. But now I don't think about it anymore. You know, it's about how often do I eat junk food or fast food from outside. I do it 4 times a year maybe. And I don't think about it because I'd rather eat my own food, and you know, I can make healthy food in 10-15 minutes, and it's the same time you spend on picking up the pizza.
But yeah, I actually once was thinking that you can make really tasty, good salad and cook some meat or fish or whatever on a side, and you probably will do it faster than to wait when you called for pizza, or if you wait for a bag drive or something.
Yes,
you know?
yes. And in the winter time, you have to get out in the cold, and your parking place is gone when you are back. And you know, I'm not that fond of it. My son, he loves. You know, sometimes I do it for him. You know, because to make him happy.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, kids really love McDonald's.
And healthiness is also happiness, and you know, we have to find, you know, like this. This is happiness, you know, there's flowers, you can eat them all, and there's melon and salad and avocado and peas, cucumber, it's all things that kids like, and it's so beautiful. It makes you happy because you stimulate your senses. Yeah. So you have to learn them, that kind of stuff. But it's sometimes, you know, so that is the way to feel happiness. But of course, pizza is also tasty.
Yeah.
And of course you can do it sometimes and find happiness that way, and find happiness that I don't have to do the dishes today.
Yeah, also. Right. But I'm trying to explain them, you know, and also to myself that pizza sometimes or junk food or like McDonald's is okay. I mean, you need to know, you need consciously know that it is unhealthy. Not to lie to yourself that is okay. But you can say, but sometimes I can eat unhealthy, you know.
Yes.
Same like alcohol.
You know that unhealthy, sometimes you can drink, and sometimes you can drink even a bottle of wine.
Even
and you pay a little bit the next day.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's...
Because you can use it as a reset, you know,
yes,
sometimes.
Yes. And you can use it to stay on the couch rather than stressing around. You know, for me, I'm very active also in my mind, and, you know, always, you know, finding ideas and, you know, always on my way. And sometimes to have a little hangover when I just lie down and watch a movie.
I think sometimes
wonderful.
It's a sad movie, you know. I think
and this reset also.
Once in a while, it is, I think, okay to lay in a bed all day and watch Netflix.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes. Especially if you have been too
if it's not
busy.
Every day, you know.
Yes. And not a day a week.
Because if you would try to do Netflix all day
but
long,
you can't, you have twins, you never do it.
No.
You never do it.
Sometimes, you know, just to give also for them iPad or something. Play. And I also think too much exposure on a screen is also bad for you. Also bad for kids.
Absolutely.
But to some extent, you need to have it in your life. Because, you know, we are living in 21st century.
Yes.
So maybe, as you said, always balance.
Balance,
like with food, you know.
Yes, balance and variety. Yes, and finding your way with what you find joyful, and knowing, you know, like like eating food, you have to learn the joy from salads. Like if you haven't been for an exercise for 3 years, then there's no joy at all the first week or 2 or 3. But then it comes, and then you won't live without.
Yeah.
So we have to go through a phase, the transition phase where you have to bite the pain, build the resilience, and do it. Just do it, and then you'll find the joy in it, and then you don't want to miss it.
Is it some foods you would say people should not be eating? You know, some people say people should not be eating bread or pasta or sugar. I mean,
I would say sugar. Yes.
You should eliminate.
Yes. And you can still have sweet, nice.
Oh yeah.
You can
as
make.
I said, dates or
yes.
Honey. I love
a little bit of honey, yes, and banana and shredded apples in a cake. I know. When I worked in this kindergarten, we made a no sugar policy. And to begin with, the parents and the caretakers, there was no, we shouldn't be moral. I said okay, but the government has said, or the what's called authorities has said that a limit that says 10 grams of sugar per day is enough for a kid. 10 grams.
Pure sugar.
Pure sugar. It's not a lot. And then I say, then the kindergarten shouldn't be the one who gives it. It should be the parents.
Yeah.
Or the grandparents.
Good logic.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what turned, they were very angry about this thing. But then oh yes, that's right. I'm saying, and then I made cakes from pancakes with shredded apples or bananas. So sweet and tasty, and with cinnamon and cardamom.
And I think sugar somehow fucks your taste sensors.
Yes.
Because when you eat a lot of sugar, everything else is not sweet for you.
And everything else is not interesting. Yeah.
Well.
Yes.
Because your brain says.
Yes, and there was this evolutions biology guy, scientist. He said that if sugar should go through what is it called, godkendelse, approval today through the authorities of food, it would not be allowed.
I know.
There's absolutely no need for sugar.
It's worse than cocaine. I mean, the addiction to sugar is like cocaine.
Yes. And still it's everywhere.
And still it's legal.
Yes.
And
it's eager to sell sugar pups for breakfast.
Yeah, cereals.
Sugar pups.
It's so bad.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes we are also eating with kids like once. At least I'm eating once a month maybe cereals. Like a nostalgic, because when I was a kid, it was really good.
I like those called havrefras when I was a kid. Okay, no matter. My kids sometimes got it from as dessert when we were on holiday.
Yeah, as dessert, why not?
Yeah. Yes.
And all these Coca-Colas, I love cola.
Yeah.
I think it's tasty. But it's totally unhealthy.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So we should eliminate all the shit.
Yes. Yes.
As much as we can.
And put in all the good stuff.
When you say good stuff,
you can't eliminate shit before you put in the good stuff. And the good stuff is vegetables and a little bit of fruit and a little bit of nuts and maybe a little bit of dark chocolate. Then it's so much easier.
And fish.
Yes, a little bit of fish or meat or yes.
And
yes.
Because you need protein.
Yes, but I was thinking about what do people often need. What is often lacking in the diet. Meat is not lacking in most people's diet. And those who have chosen to be vegetarian, they are vegetarian. That's fine with me, and that's quite healthy.
Vegan for a real long time, like 15 years, 17, I don't know, long time.
Yes.
And now she's very much into the sports, fitness, and so on. And she started actually to eat meat and eggs and I never seen her in better form. I never seen her happier.
No.
I mean, it looks like I don't know, 1 year or how long now she's eating, half year. It changed so much in her.
Yeah.
That was one of my happiest days actually.
Yes.
When
you saw
heard that she is now eating normal.
Yeah, I respect vegetarians, and I think we should all be more vegetarian, not necessarily completely, but more vegetarian. All of us. Most people eat too much meat.
Yeah, but just vegan is not healthy. I mean, it could be probably healthy, but it's very hard to make it healthy.
It's hard to make it, and you have to take supplements. And when you really need vitamin B12, have to take vitamins 12, then it's not a sufficient diet actually. So it's not natural. That's my opinion. But it's a very emotional area, and I don't want to offend them. If people who choose to be vegan, that's fine. I won't.
Yeah, but as you said, if you need to supplement.
Sometimes I want them to.
It's not. Not
and sometimes they are very thin and drained, and sometimes I wish I could give them a little power with a steak or something. But if they don't want it, then I don't mess with that. I'm more concerned about adding vegetables to meat eaters' diet, and I'm more concerned about adding nuts to most people's diets because it's quite healthy.
But not too much, right? I mean, because nuts.
No, a handful or two.
Calorie dense food.
Yes, right? It is. And a little bit of fruit because it's sour and it's sweet and it's juicy and it's rich in vitamin C, and there's a lot of good stuff, and I'm interested in putting that into the existing diet, and then we can much easier take out cookies, wine, sweets.
I have an idea. What if you would do otherwise? What if you eliminate everything from your diet? I mean, you are doing now, you're eliminating one by one, right? You eliminate junk food, you eliminate this, eliminate that. But what if you would eliminate everything? Like go, I don't know, pure vegan or pure carnivore? And then you would add milk to your diet and see how you react. Then you would maybe add. Yeah,
sometimes I do.
You understand what I mean?
Looking for food allergies, I eliminate 1, 2 or 3 things at once. Gluten and dairy is the most happy.
Allergenic.
Yes, in Denmark. It's different from country to country. Because here we have had too much wheat, morning, lunch, afternoon, evening, mountains of
bread
and pasta. So I eliminate gluten and milk, and then I to provoke to look what happened. Then I take in one thing and see what happens when we take in milk, and then I wait for a couple of days.
Like how you react to milk.
Yes, and then a couple of days later we take gluten. Or the opposite. I choose the one to take in first is the one that the client misses the most. Okay. If it's cheese or skyr or what call milk in the coffee or something, then it's if it's bread that misses the most, then I take in that first.
So that is kind of okay strategy to eliminate more at once.
Yes, we call it elimination provoking diet to see because
how you feel.
Yes, and then I give the supplements, and then I give the food advice to morning, lunch, afternoon, evening, how different kind of suggestions to what to eat.
But most of your clients are obese, right?
No.
Okay.
My clients are sick in some kind of way.
By meaning
colitis ulcerosa, Morbus Crohn, atherosclerosis. That was I couldn't find the word before. Or lav stofskifte,
then you have
thyroidea.
Thyroid, yeah.
Yes.
Thyroid is, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
So most of or depression or eating disorders.
So both physical and psychological.
Yes.
Sickness.
Yes. Stress. That's my clients.
I assumed
or this. No, they're not. And this, if you can't have kids, I don't have them anymore because this book is quite old, so I don't have them anymore.
I
very
rare. As I
rare.
told you, we had also the same coincidence. You know, when we was not trying to have kids, but also not trying to not have kids in a long time, and when we started to eat better and also eating vitamins and you know supplements and exercising in a gym and sleeplessly.
Then it came, yes,
and two at once.
Yes, to change your food can change everything.
I'm not saying that is based on that, but I think is a big coincidence when I look back.
I had a lot of clients when this book came out. It was the first book about this topic, and a lot of people came and they couldn't have kids, and the woman, she didn't have the period, so it was very obvious. And then started the period, and they got pregnant.
Wow.
So, but to change the food can also have a game changing in sickness and game changing in personal development. Because this thing about eating sugar, eating junk, eating too much bread, making you tired, making you numb to, you don't feel how you actually feel.
When I have a bad habit to look at the people's income source.
Yes.
I don't know why, I just cannot fight me to not to look, and I always see, and it's full of shit. I mean, literally.
Yes.
It's like 80% of food you would be not supposed to eat. And I mean, I love.
And it should be the opposite round. 20%.
At least. Yeah,
yes, at least.
Would be nice.
If we should change everybody, that would be a good thing to make it.
And also,
reachable.
Frozen food, like cheap food ready to heat and eat. And all canned food. I mean, we just talked about canned vegetables, but you can also buy a canned.
Yes, I know. I've never done it.
I tried. I mean, few, but it's not tasty.
No.
It's maybe good because it can hold a long time.
Yes.
I mean,
it contains a lot of sugar. It contains a lot of salt.
Yeah.
And it contains very few vitamins.
What do you think about if you do yourself conservating meat in a can? You can do yourself.
I didn't know.
No.
How can you close a can?
You can buy a special can closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Why would you do it?
I don't know. It's
why not just put it in the freezer?
Nah, we got as a kid. We called it a toshonke, but it's a.
But maybe maybe you didn't have a freezer.
Because it's this meat is like not overcooked, but really really good cooked, and it's almost like you can put it on bread, or you can put on warm potatoes, whatever. I mean, it's really good. It's like sulte.
Yes.
I don't know how it's in English.
I don't know. But I know it's meat from the head of the pig. I don't eat it. I haven't even tasted it.
No?
No.
You never tried sulte?
No. And that's my choice.
Okay. But it's very Danish, right? I mean.
Yes.
It's very Danish. I love it.
For Christmas lunch.
Yeah, also.
Christmas food. Yeah, I don't eat it.
Okay. In Lithuania it's very popular. So
it is, yes, and maybe it's good. I don't know. Some things I just don't wanna try.
Oh, okay. I think. Yeah, maybe I should find also some things, but tak for snak. Thank you so much. I think it was a really interesting way to put about what you are doing, and maybe it will help to someone else. It definitely helped for me. I found some new tricks.
Good. Yes.
So I hope we can talk soon once again.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do you want to add something?
No, I don't want to add something. It was nice. It was good.
Ooh.
Open this gate.